issue of good governance. We must not allow anything to fester for too long, otherwise impunity will set in. And that's why critically we want to appeal to our political leaders that it is important that when there are issues, let us handle those issues decisively. It makes our job a lot easier. I've always mentioned it that the military solution is only 30%. 70% is good governance, equity, fairness, and justice. Anywhere you apply this, you will see that you will have a good community. Now, what are our challenges? I've mentioned the issue of boundary. Our borders are porous. Anybody can come in and go out. So, movement of human trafficking is rife, drugs moving, small arms and light weapons are moving in and out. Nigeria, if you go to Chad, Cameroon, Niger, once you come as a foreigner, they know. Because they have a database, they can identify you. And then there is this security awareness within the public, which we lack. Most times when something happens in Nigeria, we say it's not his business. I'm not the police, I'm not the army. It's a big mistake. Because your lives are at stake. That person you left might be the person trying to kill somebody or kill you particularly. So we must develop, even in our schools, from probably primary school, a system that security awareness should be taught so that our generations will grow up with it in their mind, knowing that if we see something that is not right, we must report. Our forests have been left open. Niger State has over 75 forest reserves and 73 forest reserves, mostly unmanned. You don't develop forests and leave them. There must be forest rangers, and that's why you see the NSCDC also developed the agro rangers, just to assist to ensuring that we must take charge of our forests. We mentioned the issue of judiciary. We're not castigating the judiciary. The judiciary is doing very well. But the point we're saying as military men is that sometimes when we bring these facts, things should be done in detail, so that for us, you arrest somebody, do all the things, and the person is released tomorrow. You arrest him next tomorrow, he's released next tomorrow. It makes it very difficult for you to continue to operate, because now you are exposed as a human being. The issue of the police, policing is everybody's responsibility. We must have good policing system, that everybody is everybody's brother. We must be our brother's keepers for us to be able to assist. We've mentioned the issue of the correctional system, that our correctional system should be correctional. It should not be where you go and they make them more criminal minded. And so all this symbolistically comes to good governance. Anywhere you have good governance together, once the citizens feel they are fully protected, they are well taken care of, they have good health, good school, and all these things, it brings out this level of insecurity all over the world. And we know there is not only Nigeria that is facing these issues of insecurity. Asymmetric warfare or terrorism is everywhere now. They are spreading fast. Mali, we can see Mali, Burkina Faso, and all this. Everybody is struggling. And that's why it's important that we must unite as a nation and take this as a challenge on all of us, not only on the military duty. But the tendency is most Nigerians think it's a military war. No, it's a Nigerian project. All Nigerians must put hands on deck to ensure that we address this issue. Don't support them. We have seen situations where people are the ones carrying food to go and give them, carrying fuel to go and give them, going to repair vehicles for them, so many things Nigerians are doing. Encouraging those guys to continue this work they are doing. If all of us say no, we cannot support you, tomorrow they will end. If all Nigerians today say we will not support any terrorists or anything, this terrorism will stop. I can assure you that. We have seen situations where funds, because people are making money, they go there because when you go there, whatever it is they are selling in the public, if you get it across, they give you times 10. So people are looking at that as profits, not knowing that that is blood money, and you are sharing from it, and God will never forgive you for doing that. On the context, on general terms, we all believe in God in Nigeria. Nigeria is a prayerful nation. And if we believe in God, then we know what is wrong, and we should never support it. And if we don't support it, like I told you, these things will end. Our challenges in Nigeria are man-made. They are not natural disasters, they are man-made disasters. So if all of us together put hands and say, look, we want a new Nigeria, we want to change the narrative, it will happen. So please, I want to appeal to all of us to continue to support us. The military, we're not magicians. We need the support of the populace in order to succeed. I think I've addressed most of the questions. When it will end, It's going down. We're succeeding, no doubt about it. That I can tell you, we're succeeding. Before I left the theater, over 75,000 have surrendered. Now we have over 140,000 have surrendered. Even the North Central North, some of them have realized that they cannot do, some were lied to, and they are willing to surrender. If we want it to end, like I said, if we want it to end, Nigerians must take ownership of it, and all of us say, look, we are not supporting it. We will never give any support to any terrorists, and this will end. But the military is doing the best. I've been called after my discussion, my presentation at the National Assembly. Just a few days we went to defend the budget, and those things we brought in came to play, and the senators and the House of Rep members were very appreciative on our frankness. We've been very open to them, and they have a better understanding of what we're going through. And we have the promise that they're going to provide what we require. Welfare, truth welfare, which is very, very critical. We have people that have been injured, accommodation issues, uniform issues, and all this sundry. Then the issue of equipment. You know, we do not produce anything. We have to buy all we're buying. And we buy them in hard currency. Even the bullets we buy. Even the bullets we buy them in hard currency. And you know how many rounds of ammunition can finish in a day? If you bring 1 million and there's an operation, within seconds, all this is gone. And there are millions of dollars. So what Nigerians to understand, when they say that they're giving us budget and people think it is such a large amount, yes, for our standard here it is. But I can assure you, we are judiciously using every fund we're getting, but we do not produce, we do not manufacture this. I've said it, America alone that produces the weapons they're using, their budget for next year is over $800 billion for their budget. So if you look at that and look at what we're doing, we are not producing, we have to buy from them. So those are issues we want to appeal to Nigerians to have this understanding with us. But we'll continue to put in our best, I can assure you that. Now, that particular area, you know, that was that general area that there was an attack on NDA a few years ago. It was the same area that also threatened the Kaduna International Airport, that it was closed. So that area is a general area where terrorists move across freely. And like you mentioned, we have situations where they invade, because they too are aware that once they are invaded with civilians, we try not to strike. And so they use that. And like I mentioned, those are some of the areas why this war is prolonged. In those days during conventional warfare, you go to bomb all the areas, clear everybody and start afresh. But nowadays, you can't do that with asymmetric warfare, because they take that advantage. You have a lot of human rights issues. So on several occasions, we have called off strike because we saw them impeded with children. Now, a few days before that day, there were a lot of movements. You know, a few days before that day, some soldiers were killed in the general area. And we were tracking a lot of the terrorists that were moving on motorbikes, most of them 3 or 4 on top. And a lot of them crossed that area for that period. And there have been some level of interaction within those areas. And then it was the following they were doing. This incident, I'm sure you are aware, happened around 10 p.m. at night. It was not a daytime operation, it was night. These drones were actually following up this movement, and unfortunately, I think there was a mix-up on the movement. And we have some reports we will not, for now, since there's going to be an investigation, we equally want the investigation to bring out these facts. Because we know that general area, there was an interaction between them and the bandits. We know Molid has not held in that place for some years, so we're wondering why that particular night. We knew some of these facts. And so, basically, when the committee investigates, I'm sure these details will come up. But I can tell you, it was not deliberate. It was in the act of trying to carry an offensive action against those bandits that this incident occurred. Whether the bandits were embedded with them or not, we don't have those details yet. There are speculations, yes, that they were together. But we don't want to take any speculation. We want to let the committee find out, and then we know. And I want to persuade our minds about people looking for punishment. If somebody has done 99 good things and have failed in one, I don't think it's enough for you to be sacrificed. Souls have been lied. Very unfortunate people have died. But we should look at aspect of looking at where are the mistakes, how do we correct them, how do we prevent them, how do we move forward in life. And I think those are the things we should look at. Definitely, if they are found guilty, they will be punished. That's no doubt about that. Now, my advice anywhere I've been to, based on my experience in the military, asymmetric warfare, please don't allow it to start in any community, in any country. it is difficult to eradicate because you are dealing with people that is ideological. Now, in the Northeast was ideological. Now, with the pressure that was exerted on them, criminality now came in because we had a lot of cultural issues in the Northwest and the North Central. We know we have issue of farmer headers clashes. We have the Hausa Fulani clashes between them, which is cultural and traditional for a very long time. When opportunities like this come in, criminals will now gather in and take advantage of it. And that is exactly what happened. With the pressure in the Northeast, some of them filtered into the North because this farmers' headers clashes was ongoing, ethnic rivalry was going, a lot of things that should have been brought in together